Hi, my friends. This week we have been doing some activities with the book Creepy Carrots. Now, I am going to share a similar but different book with you. The book is called Creepy Pair of Underwear. I know, so silly, right? While I read you this book, I want you to pay very close attention to what is the same about creepy carrots and what might be different. So that is your job while I read this very silly book, Creepy Pair of Underwear. So in your head, you're thinking about how they're the same and how they're different. That's your job. Creepy Pair of Underwear. Words by Aaron Reynolds. Creepy pair of underwear. Jasper Rabbit needed new underwear. On Thursday, Mom took him to the underwear store and grabbed the last 3 packages of plain white. But as they headed for the checkout, Jasper spotted them. Creepy underwear. So creepy, so comfy. They were glorious. Mom, can we get these? Jasper pleaded. I think they're a little too creepy, said Mom. They're not creepy. They're cool, said Jasper. I'm not a little bunny anymore. I'm a big rabbit now. Mom agreed to buy 1 pair. That night, Jasper wore his cool new underwear to bed. Do you want me to leave the hall light on? Asked Dad. Dad, I'm not a little bunny anymore, said Jasper. I'm a big rabbit now. His dad shut the door, and that's when Jasper noticed the underwear glowed. A ghoulish, greenish glow. He closed his eyes. He pulled up the covers. He buried his face in his pillow. But it didn't help. He could still see that ghoulish, greenish glow. Jasper leaped out of bed and put on a pair of plain white. He stuffed the creepy underwear into the bottom of his laundry hamper. He finally fell asleep. Look at his hamper. But when he got up the next day, he was wearing the creepy underwear. How did they get on him? He didn't wear them to bed. Jasper threw them into the garbage can. He was still a big rabbit. He wasn't scared of anything. I don't know. Look at that face. Does it look like he's a little scared, maybe? Yeah. After school, Jasper was doing his homework when he heard it. A scratchy, scraping sound coming from his dresser. They were back, staring at him with that ghoulish, greenish glow. They were back. He snatched the creepy underwear out of the drawer. He grabbed a big envelope and some stamps. It says, to China. Bye-bye, scary underwear, he said, dropping the package in the mailbox. When he opened the front door the next morning, there they were. And were those chopsticks? His creepy pair of underwear had somehow returned from China, and it had brought back souvenirs. Jasper grabbed his mom's good sewing scissors. She didn't like him using them, but this was an underwear emergency. This time, the creepy underwear were gone for good. my gosh, it looks like he turned the underwear into confetti. At that time, he slowly opened his underwear drawer. Nothing, just plain white underwears. He searched under his bed. He shook out his lampshades. Whew! There were no signs of creepy underwear. He went into the bathroom to comb his ears. Get it? Comb his ears instead of his hair. They were back! What's the matter with you? His mom asked. You're so jittery lately. Nothing, he yelped. A grown rabbit couldn't be terrified of his underpants. You can't get terrified of underpants. That's not good. He seized the underwear. He snagged a shovel from the garage, and he rode. He didn't stop pedaling until he reached Creek Hanger Hill. The underwear is glowing in his backpack in all of these pictures. Jasper began to dig. He dug until his hole was dark and deep and 100% underwear proof. He dropped the underwear in. They gleamed from the bottom, that ghoulish, greenish glow. But not for long. He looks a little bit happier now. What do you think? Do you think they're going to come back again? When he got home, Jasper crept up to his dresser. They couldn't be in there. There's no way. He reached for the handle. He peeked in. Nothing, just plain white. Jasper smiled and turned out the light. Woo! It's really dark in there. No ghoulish green underwear. There was just one problem. It was really dark in there, even for a big rabbit. Jasper turned on the light. He looked at his non-glowy pair of plain white, and he knew what he had to do. What did he do? He went and dug up his green underwear, his creepy underwear. The creepy underwear were a little muddy, but they still filled the room with that gentle greenish glow. He changed that phrase a little. Now it's a gentle greenish glow. The next day, Jasper gathered his allowance money and went to the underwear store all by himself, just like a big rabbit. That night, Jasper wasn't scared at all. As he lay down to sleep, he smiled. And so did his underwear, because they had finally found somebody who wasn't scared of creepy underwear. Is that a lot of creepy underwear? The end. Isn't that, I know that's such a silly book. A whole book about underwear, and they're creepy at that. So now that I've read Creepy Pair of Underwear and you've heard Creepy Carrots, we're going to compare and contrast the two stories. When I compare and contrast, I find things that are the same and things that are different. So let me show you one of my favorite thinking maps that helps me compare and contrast. Hi, first graders. I am so excited to show you one of my favorite thinking maps. And I think it's one of my favorite thinking maps because it's fun to say. It's called a double bubble. A double bubble. So you should have this sheet. It was sent home. If you don't, it's okay. I'm actually going to model how you could write it on your own piece of paper. So this is a double bubble map, and it's going to help us figure out what's the same and different about the two books we read this week. So go ahead and get this. If you need to pause the video to get it, you may. If you need to get a blank piece of paper, and we can problem solve so you can still have your very own double bubble. So on my board, I already added the two main bubbles. creepy carrots, and creepy pair of underwear. Guess what? Miss Lodato forgot a Y. Creepy pair of underwear. And I am going to fill in my double bubble. Now, I'm only going to do a few because I want your brains to think of the similarities and the differences. Now, in the middle is where I put things that are the same for both groups. In our case, those two books, things that are the same, similarities. On the other side, we put the thing that only is for creepy carrots here, so the difference, and only creepy pair of underwear over here. So when I start, I right away know a similarity between these two books. And my similarity is creepy. Creepy. If you want to add this to your double bubble, you may. Creepy, because in both books they had creepy objects, even though they were both very silly. I've never seen a creepy carrot or creepy underwear. That's silly. So that's something that's the same. Now I want to think of something that's different. In creepy carrots, if you notice, it had a lot of black and white, but it only had one color in it besides black and white, so 3. What was the color creepy carrots had? Orange. It had orange in its pictures. Orange pictures. Which is what Miss Lodato did for her bubble over here. Now over here, on the flip side, so creepy carrots had orange pictures. Creepy pair of underwear had what kind of pictures? Yes, green pictures. Green pictures. So that was only for creepy pair of underwear, so I can't put it in the middle because it was only for that one. Now this is what you're going to do. If you already have the paper, they already did the bubbles for you. If not, you're just going to add your own bubbles as you write them. If it goes to both creepy pair of underwear and creepy carrots, you make sure it has a line that touches both. If not, you just have a bubble that touches one book. Your job is to fill in at least 2 more differences of creepy carrot, at least 2 more of creepy underwear, and at least 2 more similarities. So at least, which means the smallest number you have will be 3 bubbles over here, 3 bubbles in the middle filled out, and 3 bubbles over here. Now, my friends who love a challenge, which I know is many of you can fill in the remaining bubbles or even add bubbles if you can think of that many. Once you have your double bubble map finished, take a picture of it and upload it to Seesaw so your teacher can see it. All right, my friends, have fun with your double bubble.